What's going on, guys? In this video, I show you how I built a $2,000 a month AI receptionist for this HVAC company.
Thank you for calling Ferguson HVAC. How can I help?
By the end of this video, you'll know how I built the AI receptionist using no coding, how I sold it, and I'll let you guys know where you can contact me so that I can send over this exact AI receptionist for you to copy and paste into your own business. Moving on to the actual build of the agent. So like I said, we're using Retail AI. If you're unfamiliar with Retail AI, you can get started by watching some of the previous videos I have on my channel where I break in depth on how to use Retail AI, how to navigate it. It is quite simple, and all of the videos I do make, I try to make them as easy to follow along as possible. With that said, even if you're completely unfamiliar with retail, you should still be able to easily follow this guide. First things first, we have to go over the entire bread and butter of the AI receptionist, AI voice agent, which is the system prompt. I use a simple method when it comes to creating the prompt, which is separating it into four main categories: role, general rules, knowledge base, and multi-shot examples. Each title is broken up by a hashtag in all caps. Starting off with the role, this pretty much provides the basis of what the AI is. So it tells it you're an information assistant for Ferguson HVAC. This agent shares business information, answers FAQs, and keeps a calm, friendly human tone throughout the call. Keep it quick, simple, just let the AI know who they are, what they're doing. Now, general rules is where you're going to put commands and instructions that the AI has to follow. For example, never ask the caller for an email address, always append +1 to the beginning of a phone number, always check current time here for anything time related. And I'm in New York, so I have current time America, New York. We also have some general rules to follow when it comes to the caller not being able to hear the AI, or vice versa, the AI not being able to hear the caller. We have a command to transfer the call if that situation comes up. Under that, we have a optional section, which is the knowledge base section. This enables the AI to answer questions. So this section pretty much just references to the AI that it has a knowledge base attached to it. And inside that knowledge base are the following things: location and directions, office hours, etc. Knowledge base is right here. I'll show you guys how to configure that in a few moments. Moving down from knowledge base, you have the transfer section. This is again optional, but very much recommended. This pretty much just states that if a caller asks to speak with somebody or the AI has trouble assisting with them, use transfer call. Now what this does is issue a transfer from the AI to the business, so the caller can now speak with somebody who's actually working at the business. Under that is just multi-shot examples, basically giving dialogue examples of what to say in certain situations. So if the user says, "How are you?" say, "I'm well. Thank you for asking. What can I do for you today?" This is again optional, but I strongly recommend multi-shot examples. Just gives a little more feel, real life feel to the AI, because you can just really customize how it responds to common questions. And one thing you have to understand is that when it comes to a business's phone calls, a lot of them are redundant. Callers are usually calling for the same 4, 5, 6 reasons. So you could throw some examples in here and really make some of the phone calls outstanding, the performance of the AI outstanding on the phone call. Lastly, end of call. This explains when to end the phone call. The important part about this is stating before using the end call function, always ask, is there anything else I can help with? So this pretty much makes sure that the AI checks in one last time before actually ending the call. If you guys want this entire prompt, you can join my school group. It's free. The link is in the description. Leave a message in the general section. Say something like HVAC prompt, and I'll drop the prompt below your comment. I will say the group will not be free forever, because as it becomes more full, I can't just give away my time for free. But right now, with the size that it's at, it is free. So if you join now, it's free forever. Under the system prompt, we have the welcome message. So this pretty much prompts the AI to speak first. We have a custom message, and we have, "Thank you for calling Ferguson HVAC. How can I help you?" You can make this whatever you like. You can even throw a name in there, like, "Thank you for calling Ferguson HVAC. This is Taylor. How can I help you?" Or you can just completely, make up your own thing. You can even do a dynamic message. This allows the AI to just be a little creative and say what it wants to when someone answers the phone, or when they answer the phone, which can be a little risky, but I would trust it, to be honest. With that said, I still use custom message. Pause before speaking. I put at 1 second. This allows the AI to gather itself, read over its entire system prompt before actually speaking. And then above the prompt, you have GPT, the LLM selection, AI model selection. 4.1 is the best. I've experimented with a majority of them. I recommend 4.1. With the voices, Kate is definitely the best voice that retail natively has in their system. I have connections with the retail enterprise team, and they also recommend using Kate. However, they do recommend going into the settings and lowering voice temperature. The default is 1, lowering it to 0.9, and we only need English, so we're going to keep it as English. Now moving on to the middle section, this is the tool calling section, also known as the functions section. We have the two main tool calls here. End call, which you saw is referenced in the prompt right here. And then we have transfer call function, which is referenced in the prompt in a few areas, including the general rules section and the transfers section. If you're unfamiliar with what functions are, they're basically tools that can be called upon during the phone call. So the prompt is strictly about instructions and commands, and functions are about external acts, actually going out there and doing something like transferring a phone call, ending a call. If you want to do appointment booking is on here, things of that nature. Now moving on to the knowledge base. So I'll show you guys how I quickly actually put together the knowledge base for Ferguson HVAC. What I did was I went to ChatGPT. What I said was create a knowledge base I can attach in .md, which is markdown format, to Ferguson HVAC agent. Here's their site, and I plugged in Ferguson HVAC's website. Once that's sent, ChatGPT should spit out something that looks just like this, has markdown at the front. You can copy it right here. And this includes everything the AI needs to know about their business based on the information on their website. What you essentially did was have ChatGPT scrape the website. Once you have the text copied, you're going to want to head back into retail and go over to knowledge bases and hit the plus sign, add a knowledge base, enter a name, and then just do add text and paste in what ChatGPT gave you. Mine is right here, and this is what it looked like. If there's any external information that the AI needs to know that is not included in the website, which is what I mean by external, you're gonna have to manually input it. So if the business says, oh, on our website, it doesn't state that we take after hours appointments on Wednesdays, then you're gonna have to manually put that in. The good news is it's kind of simple. You just have to put in something like, we take after hours appointments on Wednesdays. Moving down to the speech settings of the AI voice agent. Background sound, I love coffee shop. I think it's the best one, and that just provides a subtle sound in the background of the AI, so it just seems more realistic. You can edit the volume here. I keep it at 0.1. Responsiveness, 0.9. This determines how fast the AI responds to callers when they're speaking. Interruption sensitivity, I leave it smack in the middle. Rest of this is default. Coming down to real-time transcription settings, we change these two. So the default's just remove noise. You need remove noise in background speech. That should be the default. I don't know why it isn't. Even retail's team agrees with me. And then moving on to transcription mode, optimize for accuracy, because they state that the speed difference is very minimal, so you might as well do accuracy. Going down to call settings, you can keep the top half the same. Bottom half I always change. I lower end call and silence after 5 minutes of silence. Max call duration I leave at 5 to 10 minutes. And ring duration I only do 20 seconds. I only allow the AI to try to transfer a call for 20 seconds. If not, the call is not transferred. Under that, you have the post-call analysis. So this is pretty much just extra data that you want to kind of single out from the phone call. So I want the user's name, the caller's name, singled out if it's given, and I also want a detailed call summary. So what this is doing is it's basically looking for these things during the phone call. Once it has them, it organizes them based on how I prompted it, and then it sends it in the payload when the webhook is activated. When you attach a webhook in here, Retail sends 3 different events. They send a call started, a call ended, and a call analyzed. Those are 3 different payloads. What a payload is just a set of information organized by the event type. So the call started will have stuff like what time of day the call started and any basic information. Call ended will have things like the call duration, how long it was, and then call analyzed, that's where all the details are. That's where all the juice is. It'll have the name, the username, it'll have the detailed call summary, it'll have the caller's phone number, it'll have a plethora of information on the phone call. Now this is important if you want to pick out certain pieces and kind of like log them or organize them into customer data. Now that plays into how we're able to send the call summaries over email. So this webhook is attached to a make.com scenario. If you're unfamiliar with Make, it's a very simple platform. You can also do a lot with their free plan, which is great. So you can make an account on Make, go to the scenario section, create a blank scenario, and you'll just have a blank white screen. You're going to want to add a module just by clicking twice. And they have a bunch of native integrations that you can play around with. We're going to delete that. The one that we're using for the call summary, very simple. We're using a webhook. This is pretty much just the module that is capturing the information. So when you're creating your scenario, you're going to add the webhook as the first module. You're going to hit add, and you're just going to give your webhook a name. Once the webhook is created, you're going to hit copy address to clipboard. You're going to come back over to Make, and you're just going to paste it into the webhook settings field. After you have your webhook module set up, you're going to need to set up a filter. To set up a filter, you're going to want to click on the dots in between the modules. So set up the Gmail module and then go into the dots. Now you're going to label this call_analyzed. The condition is an event, so just click in here and hit the event. And you're going to do text operators equal to, and you're going to physically type in call analyzed. What this is doing is, if you remember when I said that retail sends 3 payloads: call started, call ended, call analyzed. Call started doesn't have much details. Call ended has a little more details. Call analyzed is where all of the juice is. So you're going to want to filter out the other 2 payloads and only accept call analyzed. Once you have that filter set up, then you can go into the Gmail module and set it up. So once you're inside the Gmail module, the setup is quite simple. At the top, your connection is just the inbox that is going to be sending the emails. So just sign into whatever Gmail account that is going to be sending these summaries. And then right under, you're going to do email address 1 as the field, and you're going to just input the email that the summaries are going to be going to. So I have to blank this out because I can't give away their email, but you're just going to have basically the business's email inputted here. And then under that is where you're going to format the email. So put a subject line in. I do call digest. Digest is the term I use instead of summary. And then you're going to have the content of the email. So I have hi and then the business's name. I have greater than and less than BR, because this is how you do spaces. You can't just like actually do manual spaces. You have to put these greater than, less than, these symbols in here with BR. And then I have you received a call from, so that's static. And then I have the event. You're going to want to select where the call came from. So once you click inside, you can open up all of these fields, and you're going to want to look for call underscore from number. Yours should be the same as mine. My from number is right here. So you're just going to select that, and it's going to paste that right in here. I did spaces again, and then right into that, I just did the call analyze, call summary. That is going to be under this drop down, the call analyze summary, and the first field is call underscore summary. You're going to click that, and it's going to input that there. Then again, more spaces, and then you're going to want to sign it at the bottom. These events that you selected are variables based on the phone call. They change per phone call, obviously. Every number that is calling is different, and every summary is going to be different. Once you have this formatted, just go ahead and hit save. Once you have these 3 components running, this should work flawlessly with no issues. These summaries are automatically drafted and sent instantly to wherever the business wants. In the case of Ferguson HVAC, they want emails sent to their Gmail. For this given scenario, this is how the call summaries come in. Now that your AI voice agent is built, it's ready to sell. There's a bunch of different marketing methods you can use to sell AI voice agents, but by far the best method that I've come across is going on Indeed, going on LinkedIn, just looking for job posts of businesses that are searching for receptionist or front desk workers. Give them a call and pitch them this product. Say, hey, I saw you were hiring a receptionist, a front desk worker. I created an AI voice agent that is more efficient and it costs less. Do you even want to take 10 minutes out of your day to explore the opportunity? 9 times out of 10, they'll at least want to see what you're talking about. If you want this exact AI voice agent that I built, join my school group. It's free. The link is in the description. Leave a message in the general section, HVAC agent, and I will send over this exact agent so that you can import it directly into your retail account. The group is free right now, but as it starts to fill up, I'm going to need to limit the amount of people joining by making it paid. However, if you secure a spot now, you will never be charged. Thank you guys for watching, and good luck on your journey.